All right, guys, back with some new exercises or features that you guys can take advantage of on a Total Gym or Sony Men's Trainer. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I have a whole playlist dedicated to some new exercises and things. This is more kind of features, I'd say, than exercises, but some of these are actually really cool, and I'm surprised I didn't think about them sooner. So you're gonna see that here in a second. Got some really exciting things planned for 2024 with regards specifically to a Sony Men's Trainer. Of course, you'll see other content too, but just wanted to give you guys a little mini teaser on that if all goes well. Should be a pretty cool year with these types of machines and things I got planned. You can see I'm in the kind of home gym part of it, not the outdoor garage gym. This is not really a home gym, but there's a treadmill, some bands. This is the old area I used to record in. I'm down here because I got the Total Gym Fit and I wanted to show you these exercises on a base model, not the commercial GTS that I have up in the garage gym. Works out pretty good because up there right now it is, I think, 0 or 1 degrees, but stars aligned for this particular video. First thing I'm gonna get into is another way you can actually, I should say another site that you can attach loop style resistance bands to a Total Gym. As always, be extra careful with attaching resistance bands. Do this at your own risk. I've shared many videos in the past of various sites you guys can attach these. I get emails all the time about where to do that. I'll link a couple videos down below in the description box. This is one you might want to take advantage of. Now, I got this idea originally from one of you guys who sent me a little apparatus that kind of made my mind kind of going about this being a potential site. And I can't believe I never thought about this. Maybe some of you guys have, but basically just taking the band and looping directly onto the weight bar attachment underneath the glide board if you guys have that. So I'll show you guys some shots of that. Very simple in the way I did it. Just loop it around the weight bar and then go down, feed it through the bottom of the base of the machine. And just the natural grip or rubber seems to hold it in place even on carpet. And I tried it in my garage gym and it seemed to work out totally fine. These are 41-inch diameter bands, but I've tried the other Series Steel 37. I think we're actually the 32-inch. Those work a little better, but honestly, even the 41s, if you pull out some slack, it seems to kind of hold it. That's why I showed you guys 2 different settings, a lighter one and then a heavy one. Seems to be fine. But certainly the 32-inch ones might be a little better because they're just kind of shorter, and maybe you guys can get some other creative uses out of that. And as always, I do have some promo codes for Series Steel if you guys do want to take advantage of that and save some money. Next thing we're moving on to is taking advantage of a pipe on your Total Gym. Now, I've showed various bars you guys can use, especially in conjunction with these IPR straps. People ask where those are. I got an Amazon store, some Total Gym equipment where I link these straps and how you guys can find those. I usually hook my X3 to this, but I made a previous video talking about utilizing a pipe for resistance bands, and it works out excellent. Then I realized, you know what, a pipe actually might be an ideal barbell for a Total Gym, and honestly, it works out pretty good. Again, you gotta be careful, but you can see I got these little end caps on the barbell, or I won't call it the pipe. And again, this thing was, I think, $15 at Home Depot or something like that. Maybe less than 20 for sure once you get the end caps. Of course, you can do things like rows. You can get really creative with this. Again, got to be careful with setting up into it. How I personally do this is I kind of go in like this, walk myself up, push in like that, sit up. Now I got some external weight in here, obviously, but I've done bands. And specifically, one of the exercises I like the most is just a chest press. If you lean in a little bit, just keeping this nice constant flow of tension, keeping that tension dialed in, whatever tempo you want to go, whatever weight you want to go, variable resistance, you start to feel that build up in your chest really quickly. And again, this is just a 45 in each side. You certainly can go way heavier. And that's always one of the common issues people have with a Total Gym is just chest exercises. And I find with a barbell, I mean, all you're doing is you're just fighting, you know, that horizontal resistance like nothing else. And this is gonna feel weird being more upright, but if I lean into it, you really do feel pretty anchored into the machine and the exercise that you feel that nice connection point to your chest. But as always, gotta be careful. You got your feet in the ground if anything did potentially fail. You got your feet there to kind of catch you, but obviously you just gotta be extra careful with that. Next thing I wanna show you is just taking advantage of the squat harness, which I recently reviewed, have a promo code SBT15, saves you off of this. Kind of wanted to kick myself when I saw this comment come in, but one of you guys, rightfully so, asked me, hey, did you try this on the Total Gym? And I thought about something else, but I didn't try it in the initial review. I can't believe I didn't, because if you guys have watched my channel, you know I've shown you, I think, 3 or more videos on how to anchor yourself to a Total Gym when doing things like a leg press or a pull-up. I've tried grip mats, I've tried suspension trainers, I've like crisscross suspension trainers to lock yourself in, because the problem is, especially as the weight gets heavy, when you press and do a leg press on this thing, you want to slide off and you lose that connection point. Now with the squat harness, there's probably 3 or 4 different ways to do this. I just loop myself into the just the weight plate itself, and I'm totally locked in. I actually did try it in the garage on the GTS. I locked it onto the kind of the bar at the bottom position, so I did try it there. But any way you kind of cut it, you are totally connected to this machine that you could load this thing up super heavy and you can do a leg press and you're totally connected. You're not going to slip around, and it just feels like an excellent component or addition to doing legs in this machine. As I said though many times though, if you get to a point where, you know, there's probably other things that are probably better than just doing this and fighting this, but if you're looking for creative ways to take advantage of that leg press and you guys like it, this squat harness is going to be kind of a game changer for that. Another cool thing with the squat harness I forgot to feature is if you do get stuck in that bottom position and you're loaded up with weights, you got these little ejector straps here, the quick release straps that let the thing go. So I really think that's kind of a cool feature that I forgot to really showcase on the initial review. The other key solution that the squat harness solves is now you can adequately load things like pull-ups, because the same problem was happening. If you put a lot of heavy weight, or a lot of times they even use resistance bands, the glide board wants to slide underneath you. Again, you can kind of lock yourself in a few different ways, however you want to get creative with it. Again, basically lock yourself in with the squat harness and you can do some resisted pull-ups, no problem, much better than a grip mat or just kind of locking and bracing yourself with your feet, which is what I used to do in the past. Now that is just scratching the surface. I know there's some other potential uses that you guys can take advantage of with these things. But again, you can get these at squatharness.com, take advantage of that promo code. I don't know if they're still sold out because they sold out relatively quickly, but he's got some other B3s and some other things coming in the near future, so stay tuned for that. That's all I got for you guys. Any questions, comments, feedback, let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next video.